Buongiorno, ciao. Hi guys, welcome to my studio. How are you guys? Thank you so much to be here. I would like to share with you this tutorial, English tutorial, regarding the updating of my very old presets, MF Fever, based on the amazing amp, the Cameron CCV amp. I get back this old preset because it was made with the FM9 firmware version 4, and I discovered there are a lot of changing in the newest firmware, so I had to rebuild this preset to the new firmware. So let's start to see together these presets. Okay, let me share my screen, just a moment. Okay, and this is where is it? Oh, just a moment. I have to. Okay, and this is the new version of MF Fever, and I would like to share with you some hints regarding how I modify my presets to, let's say, fulfill the newest firmware. So because in some amp algorithm there are strong changes that affect the sound, the quality of the sound, and also the levels of the volume and so on. So let's go. This is the new version, and this is the old version. First of all, let's stop the backing track. This is the oldest version of the MF Fever. As you can see, there are two amp block because in the past there was not the gapless functionality. So especially with FM9 and XFX3, it was possible to use two different amp block and switch between these two amp block to have a seamless scene changing. And now this is not anymore necessary, and so you can use a single amp to switch between the channels. As you can see, this is the old version where you can see the Cameron CCV 2B. There are several type of Cameron CCV, 1A, 1B, depends on the channels. One channel is let's say clean, but it's not really clean, and there is 2A, 2B is different channel. I invite you to discover this amp because it's a really boutique amp and it is fantastic. But you have to know how to handle and how to tweak this amp. So in the previous version of this preset, I have two amps. One is for the clean, I use the CCV 1B, okay? And for the distortion, I use the CCV 2B. I would like to show you the level, the level block, where you can see the main difference is the level of the amp, because in the new firmware the level was not was reduced compared to the previous. Typically, when I create my preset, I set the amp level in the way to work around 0. But as you can see, this is the new one. The new firmware affect the amp level, and so it's necessary to increase the amp level to reach the new settings. I want to show you the difference between the old one and the new one. This is the scene number 2. It is the rhythm scene. This is the new one. Okay. So as you can see, it was necessary to adjust the amp level to 5.6. I invite you, when the firmware it was updated, is I think necessary for some amplifier, not for all amplifier, but for some amplifier, is necessary to adjust the new amp level. I take as a reference the 0 dB. All my presets are made to have a rhythm part on 0 dB, and I add a block like a volume, but you can use what you want. Volume block about 2.7, 2.6, 2.8, depend. It's up to you for the lead part. Don't worry to work on the red area is not a problem. The important thing is you don't reach the top level of the stereo. But if you work in the red area, I think you use the full headroom of the system, and to me, it is the best area to work. For this reason, I set up the rhythm part on 0 dB, and I add 2.6, 2.7 for the lead part. Okay, so as you can see, the difference with the old one, sorry, this is just the level. So in the past, the level was 9.6, and the new one is 5.6. Okay. This for Fractal is really simple because you have the VU meter and you can test immediately these things. In any case, I suggest you also to make a reset of the amp. How you can do this? I can show on the old one. Sorry. On the old one, for example, to go to the block and reset the current channel. If you reset the current channel, you set up the amp block to the default value for the new firmware. And I think it is, let's say, necessary, yes or not, it's up to you, of course. I suggest you to, as I do now, to take the old preset, copy the preset in a new version where you can make any modification, any new modification, and check and compare between the new and old version. This is the easy way to avoid to lose the previous version, because sometimes it is not necessary to update it. Why not? Maybe it's only it is only necessary to adjust the level, and that's it. I prefer, in any case, to reset the amp to fit the new firmware algorithm part as was made by Fractal Audio, because Fractal Audio, continue to improve the algorithm part in any part of the amp, and some small modification affect a lot the realism of the sound. In any case, I prefer to reset. Don't worry, but the important thing is you copy, as I do now. As you can see, I have the old version, Fever Old, and I have the new version, just to make the modification without lose the previous version. And as you can see, in the new version, I used a single amp because it's not anymore necessary to have two amps to switch between two different sound, clean and lead. And you can use easily the single block and switching between the scenes with the gapless functionality. Sorry. Okay, it's pretty easy to do this. In the new firmware, is also possible to work with the kill dry. Okay, it is a new functionality you don't have in the previous firmware, especially when you use the effect in parallel, as I do with in this presets. You should know if you follow my channel. If you don't follow my channel, please follow it and subscribe it. I love to place the ambient effects, delay, reverbs, plex verb, pitch, the tune, and so on in parallel to, let's say, to follow the the philosophy of the 1819, where the huge rack used by Steve Lukather, Michael Landau, and many amazing guitar players was to have the parallel effect for the ambient effect. For this reason, necessary to have the kill dry, to use the mix at 100%, and to avoid that the dry sound pass through the block. Okay, now you have the kill dry functionality, and for this reason I set up this functionality also with the new version of the this preset. In the previous one, there was not a kill dry. In any case, I use the mix to 100% and adjust the level of the amount of the effect using the input gain, not the level. Why I prefer to use the input gain? I explain again. Because when you switch between two scenes of the same delay, I love to preserve the old tails of the delay. I make you an example. In some scenes, I switch between channel A or channel B, and it is the same delay. Okay, as you can see, it is dual delay, but the only difference is it is in the input gain. When I want to have more delays, I switch. I set the input gain to 32%, but okay, to any value you want. If you want less delay, I switch the scenes with the same delay but with different input gain. In this case, when you switch the scene, the old delay repetition remain as they are and continue. Okay? And the new one are affected by the input gain. If you work on the mix or on the level, what is the effect? When you switch to the new channel with different mix or level setting, you can hear that the delay drop down immediately, and this is not natural, is not good. For this reason, for any kind of effect like delay and reverb, to me is better to work only on the input gain, not on the mix and level. So set up the mix and level as they are, 100% and 0 dB, and work only on the input gain. Just I work now. So I have two scenes, several different scenes, but I have two channels with the same delay but different input gain. For example, for the clean sound, it should be this. No, is 3 scene. Okay, for the now let me take the new one because I did some modification. Okay, on the clean plus, for example, I have the compressor, the pitch delay. The delay is 27%. On the rhythm part, the delay is on 19%. I switch only these channels, and what I get is a new delay effect, but the previous tails of the delay remain as they are. Okay? As you can see here, I use only one amp and I switch the channel. Okay, for the clean sound, I switch it to channel C and or channel D. It's up to you because I have different channel of the same Cameron CCV amp. I invite you to set up all channel with this amp in the way to get different sounds. So now with the gapless functionality, you can switch it's like you have a 4-channel amp. So this amp has not a real clean sound, as I show you. This is not clean, of course. It is crunch. Even if the gain is pretty low, 2.66. But I love to use this kind of sound because I can get clean or crunch sound depending on how I can play. So if I play softly, If I go to the clean, for example, I only raise down the volume of my guitar. I love such kind of sound, really dynamic. You can use your finger. I love to play with the finger, and you can get a clean or crunch sound depending how you play, and you set the volume. In the same time, you have a very nice crunch. Of course, if you want to get the clean sound, you can raise down again. But this amp sounds is not a real clean, so I don't suggest you to go down to the 2.4, 2.5. If you want a real clean sound, I suggest you to change the amp. Okay, you cannot get the clean sound from the CCV amp, so you can use a Fender Twin, you can use a custom audio and Shiva cleaner, for example. They are really perfect amp for the clean sound. But in this preset, I prefer to use let's say, I call clean, but it's not clean, as you can understand. It's up to you. So the rhythm part, I switch to the Cameron CCV 2B. Amazing. I can show you how it works on the previous version, the rhythm part. Okay, there was the delay on. This is the old one. New one. It's more, to me, it's more punchy, more realistic, and it is louder. Okay, I can also switch on the delay too. New one and the old one. Okay, really, really nice. Let me check if I can switch the position of the. Okay, where is it? No, it's not anymore. There is a. Okay, just a moment. Okay, Okay, now it's much more readable. So. Another difference, okay, is the position of the effect. Okay, but it is only, let's say, a cosmetic modification compared to the previous one. the delay, the plex delay was in this position. I cut out the chorus because it's not anymore necessary, and I wanted to show you also the drive is changed. Or not, let me check. Also drive, I suggest you to, no, it's fast boost, but also the drive is one of the effect what is necessary to reset to the new one, because often they are modifying, just like the amplifier. So when you have new firmware, please test the new drives, the new amp, maybe a cabinet, not so necessary. Compressor sometimes, so it's necessary also to read the release note. But sometimes if you get a firmware, a preset like this from the very old firmware, it's difficult to understand what is the old modification made by the time. So I suggest you to reset block by blocks, and this is the new version. The lead sound is really nice because it is the rhythms part sound the same, with plus the fast booster. I love so much this kind of booster, and not particular settings. It is default settings, not special. Maybe you can adjust the drive, but not so much. And also I add the volume to add the 2.7 dB for the lead sound. It is a simple, clear booster. As you can see, when I change the scene, I change also the delay. For example, you see channel A for the rhythm part, if you want also to switch on, and channel B for the lead. And you can see the only difference is on the input gain. Also on the clean. Of course, you can create a new scene with the more delays, for example. I suggest you to use the same delays type. Don't change it. So I can copy the channel B to channel C, for example, and on channel C I can increase again the input. So you can have 4 different delays amount for any kind of scene. So on the clean can have a huge delay, and you can do the same also on the plex verb. But on the scene B, I change also the type of plex verb. I use the Econo shimmer. I love to work with the dynamic of such a crunchy sound, because you can get a wide variety of sounds and effects. Simply play softly or stronger, or to set different values of your volume on your guitar. So I have the rhythm part with the same amp of the lead. The lead has the drive on and the volume part, the boost, the clear boost on. I have the crunch, which is the C channel. And I call clean. I also can change the channel of the amp. It is a new one, the CCV 1A. It's more clean if you want to use it. It's up to you to use the C channel or D channel, depending of if you prefer cleaner or not. In this case, I hear too much mid-range and I decrease. Then on scene 5, it is the same of lead, but I engage the by the Amplex module. So the difference is that from the scene number 1 to number 5, it is I use different channel of the Amplex block to select the volume functionality or wah functionality. Okay, I set the Amplex block that get the input signal from the row tree. Row tree is the row where there is the wah. Okay, this is my now is my famous circuit to have wah and volume with a single pedal with different scene. I see also some question from you. Ok, ciao Marco, sono stato fermo. Thank you so much, Andrea. There is the phaser, but phaser is up to you to engage or not engage. It depends of your scenes and request. Then I select the fever scene. It is scene number 6 where it is the clean. Okay, in this case, the channel D is more clean with the econom simmer, and the sound is really nice. No, sorry. I use the Plex Verb plus the Crystal Echoes. You can also change the scene on Plex Verb to econom shimmer. So very nice ambient sound. I love Fractal for such kind of effect. Are amazing and very, very exclusive for Fractal. Then scene number 7, it is the crunch sound. Okay, so I select again the channel C, okay, and I use the Plex verb. So here in this scene you can decide to have the crunchy sound or clean sound, and also you can add the pitch, the tune. Or you can select the B channel of pitch shifter with the crystal echo. Very nice. So I use of course, the looper to create my texture. At the end, I have the lead fever presets. It is the lead sound plus the crystal echoes, and so I create a very huge and incredible sound. Okay, so this is the way I modify my very old preset MF Fever to create a new one. I change the amp block. I change the cabinet is the same. I change the drive. I reset the drive. I change the pitch block, the Plex delay, and so on. So when you have a very old preset, especially you both some preset from my store that are very old, and you notice, for example, some let's say low level on the sound, it is necessary to rebuild the new preset. In that case, I appreciate a lot if you send me an email to my store, to my email, and to point out that there are some problems with the very old preset, because I have a lot of presets, and sometimes it's really difficult to check if they are still okay with the new firmware. As you know, Fractal released new firmware often, and it is pretty difficult to follow of the new modification. And sometimes it is not really necessary, because many people love the sound as it is without the new modification. So it's absolutely up to you. As usual, this preset is on my store, and who bought the preset in the past just received the new version. And big recommendation: don't overwrite the old preset with the new one. Keep the old one as it is and select an empty slot and install the new firmware, and you can compare the old one with the new ones. So you have many slots, so don't overwrite the old one, or backup the old one. But in any case, copy in the empty slot and check if the new version like you or not, because sometimes the new version is not good for your taste, and maybe you prefer to stay with the old one. Why not? It's not mandatory to have the update. Sometimes if the sounds works, there is no reason to touch and to modify with the new. So I like to modify the new, the old preset with the new one when I feel something new that gives right impact and good impact to the sound. So just in this case, I love the Cameron amp very much, and for this reason I am checking my preset based on this amp. So thank you so much for your attention. If you have any question, please put your question on the comment. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and on G66 YouTube channel. So thanks to G66 for the support I get from the guys. And thank you so much to you. Have a nice weekend, and see you soon on my YouTube channel. Ciao ragazzi. Ciao.